graffiti mural that beckons on all who set their eyes on it, located in Cotonou, the economic capital of Benin Republic. Fear, stress, and discontentment. These are the emotions that have recently gripped the people of Glotokwasekome in the Akasato district. A sand company operating in their neighborhood for more than 3 weeks has been causing them enough inconvenience. The floods in Uganda has led to the loss of lives and properties. The call for aid to salvage the situation cannot be overemphasized. Good morning. You're tuned in to Golfe TV Africa. Welcome to this news edition. The news in detail. Starting on from the national scene, fear, stress, and discontentment. These are the emotions that have recently gripped the people of Glotokwasekome in the Akasato district. Indeed, a sand company operating in their neighborhood for more than 3 weeks has been causing them enough inconvenience. Disturbed by the noise of the trucks and the possible damage of these activities in their locality, the inhabitants broke the silence and called on the authorities for help. More details in this report. Trucks parked on both sides of the street, noise pollution, trainee drivers of dubious character left in the vehicles all weekend. These are among the string of complaints from residents of the Glotokwasekome sand quarry in Akasato in the commune of Abomey-Calavi, a few meters from the junction of the road leading to Zinvier. Since 3 weeks ago, the Resources Management Group company RMJ resumed its work on this site.
Vous le savez que quand ceux-ci débarquent dans une zone,
when you arrive in this zone, there's no total security because nothing is under control anymore. There's been problem back and forth. You can see the long line of trucks used for carrying sand and that has been stationary in front of the house. And frankly, you can also find out that during the day, there's an odor that smells immensely here. Security of children who goes to school poses a lot of problems. There's trucks that are here with an apprentice in it who looks at the work going on in your house. You don't have peace. There's also a deafening noise ringing in your ears every day. The pollution is everywhere. We are being confronted by all of these problems. These questions, although justified, have been answered by the Directorate General for Mining, which says that no such company can operate today without the approval of the authorities in charge. Documents exist and the environmental impact study has been carried out. Inspections are regularly carried out to see if the company in charge of sand on the site is not violating the content of the specifications. But all this is not enough to definitively lift the concerns of local residents. They are appealing to the authorities for leniency. Faced with these problems, it is imperative that discussions between the inhabitants of the area and the company's managers be held so that a common ground can be found. The peace of mind of both parties depends on this. A graffiti mural that beckons on all who set their eyes on it, located in Cotonou, the economic capital of Benin Republic, situated on the wall of the former Port Hotel. This unique graffiti mural measures 13 meters high, occupying 525 square meters. More information in the following commentary.
Benin, officially called the Republic of Benin and formerly Dahomey, is a country in West Africa. Benin, a country filled with rich cultural heritage, is home to Africa's longest graffiti mural in Cotonou, the economic capital of Benin Republic. A mural is a painting applied and made integral with the surface of a wall ceiling. A gravity mural that beckons on all who behold it. A wall that attracts the attention of onlookers in Cotonou, Benin Republic. Situated on Marina Boulevard lies a gravity mural painting that cannot be overlooked. On the wall of the former port of Cotonou Hotel lies a 13-meter-high mural gravity occupying 525 square meters. This gravity mural art drawn along the wall of Cotonou Port is a narrative which explains the social-cultural history of Benin Republic. The artwork was masterminded by Eduardo Cobra, a Brazilian, as his contribution to the government of Benin's ambition to make the autonomous port of Cotonou an emblematic place for the expression of street art in Africa, home to the greatest mural gravity designs in the world. A monumental artwork strongly supported by the First Lady of Benin Republic, Claudine Talon. She's the leader of this amazing artistic project, which sends a message to the Beninese population, a message of strong cultural heritage of the Beninese, a message of peace and the promotion of interreligious dialogue in Benin Republic. This gravity mural painted on the wall of Cotonou Port symbolizes the traditions of religious tolerance among the Beninese and further demonstrates the government's dynamism in making the wall of the former port hotel the wall that sits the longest mural gravity in the world, spreading out on 4 kilometers of wall space.
The new mural on the wall of the former hotel of the port of Cotonou is now the object of attention in the capital city of Cotonou, Benin Republic. This work by the Brazilian Eduardo Cobra is a contribution by the artist to the government's ambition to make the wall of the autonomous port of Cotonou an emblematic place of expression of street art in Africa, where the greatest signatures of the world in graffiti cohabit. More information in the following extract.
Outro motivo é a oportunidade de inaugurar hoje.
Cette fresque est une œuvre de mon projet Coexistence qui traite d'une thématique très importante pour moi.
This mural is one of my works I titled Coexistence, which deals with a very important theme for me. The theme is religious freedom, the respect of individual beliefs, the need for a peaceful and harmonious coexistence between members of different beliefs and religious congregation. This mural was created on a space of 525 square meters erected especially for this work. I painted 12 people, each representing a religion. These paintings are symbolic because there are 12 departments in Benin Republic. These people have their backs to the sky and are holding each other. This is what should be done in our societies. Working together is important because it is the only way to have a better world. In common, these people are looking for love and tolerance because no matter what religion we belong to, what we should promote is love, and love is what unites us. It can never be the cause of separation, conflict, and unhappiness.
The faithful of the Ogboni fraternity in Benin were honored at a special ceremony. Indeed, the emperor was crowned for his numerous works and his commitment to peace and harmony. The solemn coronation ceremony took place at the World Headquarters of the fraternity in Cotonou. Golfe TV Africa was there. For the 20th time, the World Ogboni Fellowship crowned the Owolobe, Emperor of Benin, for his commitment to peace. Well-wishers from various regions came to thank him for this honor, which makes him the most crowned man of the whole congregation. The importance of what we came here for today is to celebrate with Emperor Owolobe for his support and advancement of the Ogboni Fellowship, but the elders who are left today, like him, who is a leader and an advisor, that is Emperor Owolobe. The reason we are here and what we came here for, as the king of Ogboni worldwide is coming on his way, and he's yet to come, and he's Oluwaye, king of Ogboni worldwide. And that's what we pray for, that God will give us someone who will give us rest of mind, who will be a blessing to us. And may God give us someone who will be a backbone for us, someone who will be a father to us, a brother to us, and a child to us. That's who we seek for. And we see that our father, Owolobe, is someone who we can rely on. That is why we have come. From Nigeria, we brought the world leader to him. So we need a promise from Emperor Owolobe that if the king of Ogboni is from Nigeria, we will be supported by the emperor. So we'll believe in him that he will say so. And if he has stated in French, he will also state it in Yoruba. The support which he will give the new king of the Ogboni kingdom, we would like to hear it from him, because we have done what we ought to have done for him. And whatever we ask from him about the king of Ogboni worldwide, he should tell us so, if he will be in support to us, because I believe he will do it. The numerous actions in favor of the world emperor are evidence of his commitment and willingness to offer an oasis of peace to the people, says the Secretary General of the Fellowship. Joy and gratitude for the world emperor of the Ogboni Fellowship, who seized the opportunity to pray for the nation, the head of state and his government. This crown is the proof of sincerity in his actions, he said. A total of 834 Nigerian evacuees from Egypt and Port Sudan arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja on Sunday, bringing to 1,471 the number of Nigerians so far evacuated and brought back to Nigeria from Egypt and Port Sudan in 5 days. More details in the report. The federal government has said all Nigerians fleeing the insurrection in Sudan but got stranded at the Egypt border have been airlifted and brought back to Nigeria. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Nasir Sani Guazu, stated this when he received another batch of Nigerian evacuees at Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja on Sunday. A total of 834 Nigerian evacuees from Egypt and Port Sudan arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja on Sunday, bringing to 1,471 the number of Nigerians so far evacuated and brought back to Nigeria from Egypt and Port Sudan in 5 days. The first batch, comprising 282 evacuees, arrived on Wednesday night from Egypt via an Air Peace flight. The second batch, comprising 94 evacuees, arrived on Wednesday night from Egypt via CI-30, while the third batch, comprising 130 evacuees, arrived on Friday from Port Sudan via Taco Air. The fourth batch, comprising 131 evacuees, arrived on Saturday from Port Sudan via Taco Air, while the fifth, sixth, and seventh batches of 876 evacuees arrived on Sunday from Egypt and Port Sudan via Max Air. According to Sani Guaza, no Nigerian is left at the Egypt border, as all Nigerians at that point had been evacuated. He noted that those in Port Sudan would also be evacuated in a few days. He said arrangements had also been put in place to evacuate the Nigerians who fled Sudan to the Ethiopian and Saudi Arabian borders back to the country. Meanwhile, the Pan-Northern Socio-Political Organization, Arewa Consultative Forum, has commended Air Peace CEO Alan Oyema, Africa's richest man Aliko Dangote, and MTN for their efforts towards the evacuation of stranded Nigerians. This was contained in a statement by the national chairman of the ACF, Chief Audu Ogbe, on Sunday. Noni Platt, who were born to a Malian family in 2022, gave the family a place in the Guinness Book of Records. In the year 2023, the 9 children celebrated their second-year birthday in good health. More information in the following reports.
The nanoplats that 2 years ago broke the Guinness Book of Records of the most living birth at one celebrated on Saturday their birthday for the first time at home in Mali. Relatives, friends, and even the pediatricians of the nanoplats attended the celebration. A poster featuring a picture from the cartoon Miraculous and the name of the children welcomed guests to the party inside the family's house, as well as decorative little boxes with pictures of the different characters.
We know that the nanoplates are a gift from God. Raising children is not an easy thing. Even with one child, it is difficult. So 9 babies at the same time. Well, since I'm in Mali, members of my family support me to raise the children, especially my sister. She's with me morning and evening, every day for everything that concerns the care of the children. It is not easy.
Sise, the mother of the nanoplats, was expecting 7 babies. Due to the complexity and special care needed for that exceptional multiple pregnancy, The doctors in Mali, under government orders, decided to transfer her to a clinic in Casablanca, Morocco, where on the 5th of May 2021, the young mother gave birth to 9 instead of 7 children, 5 girls and 4 boys at Tego. On Saturday, it seemed impossible to keep the 9 sisters and brothers together for a family picture. Someone was always missing, even during the cutting of the cake.
It is not easy to give birth to these babies and to take care of them on the nutrition and all other things like the respiratory, cardiac level, etc. This is also a scientific achievement. Today the children are 2 years old, and what a journey.
Sisse and her husband Abdul Kader Abri already had a 4-year-old daughter and never thought the family was going to change so much and so quickly. The parents of the nonoplettes receive aid from their families, from the Malian government and from a non-governmental organization to provide food, education and general care for the 9 children.
The floods in Uganda has led to the loss of lives and properties. The call for aid to salvage the situation cannot be overemphasized. More information in the following reports.
The disaster ministry says there's an urgent need to relocate people in mountainous areas to low-lying areas. Several hundreds of people have recently been displaced after landslides hit the western part of the country following heavy rains. The fast-moving flood waters and mud left close to 17 people dead. Part of the money will also be used to repair roads and bridges that have been washed away. This week, motorists were left stranded after a major highway connecting Uganda to the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda was cut off following heavy rains that triggered a landslide. Emergency works on the road are already underway, but the National Roads Authority says major repairs are needed. Victims remain camped at churches and schools after their homes and crops were destroyed. There is also concern that the flooding is likely to result in waterborne diseases as water sources were affected. Food shortages are also expected to hit the area.
Now we are in a March, April, May season, of which we always expect torrential heavy rains across the country. And the priority is always about those districts that are highly affected in terms of people who have unfortunately lost their lives, and also those who have been displaced, child-headed families, people living with special needs, youth and children. So in the beginning, we did this assessment, and I know that there are other districts neighboring this area for which we are also going to, as we talk, we are doing further assessments to provide some support.
Meanwhile, aid has started reaching victims, but this isn't enough. The disaster response teams need more support to help victims. The rainfall forecast season shows more than heavy rains are expected in the coming weeks across the country.
The DRC observed the day of national mourning in memory of the dead and missing of Bushushu in Kalehe territory and South Kivu following deadly floods and landslides. According to officials, about 400 bodies have been found. Relatives of the victims are devastated. Several villages have also been submerged. Many houses washed away. Rivers have left their beds under the effect of the heavy rains. At the end of Friday, Council of Ministers Kinshasa announced the sending of a government mission to support the provincial government in managing this disaster.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is observing a day of national mourning in memory of the dead and missing in Bushushu in Kalehe territory in South Kivu following deadly floods and landslides in the country. According to officials, about 400 bodies have been found. Relatives of the victims are devastated. Several villages have been submerged, many houses washed away, fields devastated, when rivers have left their beds under the effect of heavy rains. At the end of Friday's Council of Ministers, Kinshasa announced the sending of a government mission to support the provincial government in managing this disaster. Doctors Without Borders also stated that he had sent an emergency team to the area on Saturday. The disaster came 2 days after floods killed at least 131 people and destroyed thousands of homes in neighboring Rwanda. On the spot, victims lack everything. According to Mr. Bakenga, the provisional government has given assistance: a boat full of food, beans flour, tarpaulins, and medicines. The disaster came 2 days after floods killed at least 131 people and destroyed thousands of homes in neighboring Rwanda. The head of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, stressed on Saturday during a visit to Burundi that it was a new illustration of an acceleration of climate change and its dramatic consequence for countries that are not involved in global warming of the planet.
To end this news edition, here's a recap of our top stories. A graffiti mural that beckons on all who set their eyes on it, located in Cotonou, the economic capital of Benin Republic. Fear, stress, and discontentment, these are the emotions that have recently gripped the people of Glotokbazekome in the Akasato district. A sand company operating in their neighborhood for more than 3 weeks has been causing them enough inconvenience. The floods in Uganda has led to the loss of lives and properties. Now the call for aid to salvage the situation cannot be overemphasized. Here we'll conclude today's news edition. Coming to you live from Golfe TV Africa, I am ITUNU SHONEYE. Enjoy the rest of your day.